Mm, my God. Yes, I'm back again. I am back again. This Mercury retrograde is amazing. Thank you, Mercury retrograde, for making me do things 2 or 3 times just so I can get them, in a perfect manner. So as you know, I was recording. This is my second session. I'm recording again about the bridge of the fourth pada because when I listened to my audio from the original video with my new mic, which is horrible, right there, I had this new mic thing. See that? I put it there, and for some reason, it's echoing my voice. And it sounds like a double voice too. It's not just echo, it's like two people speaking in one place. So, this particular video I wanted to make is known as the bridge of the fourth pada. So, as you know, the fourth pada, the video that I just made with Eve Mendoza, Dr. Arjun Pai, fourth pada represents water, represents prana, it represents moksha. Like for them, according to them, the fourth pada is about escaping things. Either you can escape through meditation, you can escape, through pilgrimage, or you may escape through drugs, alcohol, okay, or just wanting to escape situations in your life. But the other thing that I have seen with the fourth pada is that fourth pada is known as the pada of peace. Because yes, you are looking for peace by escaping, right? By doing drugs, you're looking for peace. By doing meditation, your spiritual sadhana, you're looking for peace. But let me tell you, the peace that I'm talking about is not in that sense. The peace that I'm talking about is in the sense that whatever the nakshatra story is in your particular life, until you do that activity, especially even on a daily basis, you just don't feel at peace. Like you'll just be like kind of irritated. For example, let's say your moon is in Swati Nakshatra. Until you have a walk, alone time, whether you run, play some musical instrument, you may not feel at that. You may not feel peace. You'll just be agitated. I mean, that day your spouse can call you and tell you I love you. Your children can have like, you know, straight A's in their midterms. You got a bonus and you got a promotion. Great, everything is happy. But you will always come back to that activity of your moon nakshatra to feel at peace. You'll always come back to that Ketu nakshatra to feel at peace. So Ketu and moon, fourth pada, because remember Ketu nakshatra is you in the video that I made, I think 3-4 nights ago. And the moon nakshatra, these are the two nakshatra you should pay attention to in terms of their fourth pada attitude. Until you do that thing with moon and Ketu in the fourth pada, you'll just be like, I'm not, I just want to be alone so I can do this activity. You'll be like that because that escape that you're looking for is not really the escape with everybody, but the fourth pada. It's just that it's a peace of mind. Like, oh, okay, I'm doing my activity again. Let's say with a certain nakshatra, you pour milk and water on shivling. Okay? If you do not do that activity, let's say you do that activity every week. If you do not do that activity and you have moon in the fourth pada, and that activity is linked with that nakshatra of the moon, you'll feel agitated. You'll be like, oh no, 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 just I have to go back home, I have to go to a temple, and I have to pour milk and water on shivling, otherwise I don't feel at peace. So that is seen with this fourth pada. Fourth pada is very strongly connected to just finding peace with the activity of the nakshatra. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is related to the fourth pada, which is the bridge of the fourth pada to the next nakshatra. And this is mainly for moon. This is right now mainly for moon nakshatra, because only that has been tested, especially by me during my nakshatra readings. So I can't really say about any other planet like Mars, even Sun. Although Sun moves very quickly as well compared to the moon, but only moon has given me results. Okay. So the way this works is that if you have your moon in the fourth pada of a nakshatra and you're born after sunset, and before the next sunrise, moon changes its pada from fourth pada to the next nakshatra. Then what you have to do, you have to count both the nakshatras. You have to study both the nakshatras which represents you. That is very important. So like in my last video, I was giving the example that let's say your moon is in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra in the 8th house. Rahu is looking at the moon. Moon is with Ketu. This clearly shows me that you will have great interest and you will have experience related to aliens, beings of other places, even seeing UFOs. Okay? But you're in the fourth pada. You're born after sunset. And your moon is changing from to the next nakshatra within 2 or 3 hours, or even sometimes 20 minutes. Then read the next nakshatra of Uttar Bhadrapada. What this will show that by doing the activities, by experiencing the activities of your current moon nakshatra, you're going to transform into the next nakshatra. So by experiencing these things, these strange phenomenons, it's going to make you fall in love with nature. It's going to make you want to be in isolation, seclusion, study the nature. You will start loving thunderstorms and weather. You know, you will pretty much be very strong about wanting to experience third eye awakening. Because once you experience that, okay, there's something outside of my realm that I know of this planet. Well, what else is out there? So then moon will start connecting to Uttar Bhadrapada instead of Purva. And moon will be like, because of this experience, I think this is what I really want to achieve. Now, when that comes, that can come at any of the activation period of the moon. Like wherever moon sits, there will be a certain activation age. And once you experience the things related to that nakshatra, where moon is sitting in the fourth pada, once you have experienced that, the main meat of that nakshatra, then that the process towards the next nakshatra will begin. So that's how you want to study this bridge of the next nakshatra. So I'll repeat that again. Your moon, especially moon, because like I was saying in the last video, moon is the hard drive. Moon is this cloud. This moon is this cloud hard drive that your device connects to. You know, like your cell phone is connecting to cloud now, cloud-based softwares, cloud-based games. Same thing, moon is for every single species on this planet. Whatever things that you have done that you are supposed to experience in this life, moon quickly links you to your karma. That, okay, why are you here? You know, like if you watch the movie Men in Black, you know, in that scene where all the aliens are in line and they're getting their passports and visa and they're doing all the documents and paperwork. Okay, you're supposed to be living here, this and that. Moon, as soon as the child is born, the baby is taking his first breath, wherever moon is, moon can be at the bottom, moon could be at the top, moon will make that connection that, oh, this baby is born. Okay, here's I'm feeding you your hard drive, everything that you're going to feel, experience, and all the parcels that you're supposed to get from past life. This is why the emphasis towards the moon has been the most important. And remember, as above so below, we are just following the nature. Every single thing, from aeroplane and helicopter, they came from birds. They came from insects. How a helicopter is made, how this is made. Everything is nature, including religions were created through the sky, looking at the sky. Cultures, languages were created through looking at the sky. Now that we have something known as cloud drive, our devices are connecting to the cloud. Where did this concept come from? Nobody is a genius. Oh yes, let's create a cloud-based drive, and then everybody can just connect to it, and they don't need a hard drive anymore. No, they're not that smart. It's simply nature saying that whatever is happening in nature, you're going to be doing things here as well, whether it's technology or not. So, I mean, you think all the things that you remember are just these electrical impulses and electrical currents from, those neurons going from one thing to the other, and how's that stored? I mean, that's the thing. This is simply the current that happens is simply that it's connecting, making the Wi-Fi connection, and it connects with a certain part of the brain. Oh, this is a sad memory that is coming in the brain. Okay, so we'll make a connection up back here. Things like that. So if you're, let's say, born like what you're saying, you were born after sunset, 11:45 p.m., and your moon is changing from fourth pada to the next nakshatra, then study both the nakshatras. And so having moon, shows that dealing with ancestral property and dealing with especially your lineage, you are going to be very strong about taking that particular work of your ancestors and turning it into a business with Uttra Falguni. So you're going to experience something with the ancestral property, and then you're also going to have other experiences where you're going to find out that your ancestors were doing some type sort of a work. And what will happen is, once your moon is moving to the Uttra Falguni, you're going to take those activities of the ancestors and you're going to fulfill that by making a business out of it, making a business deal from it. So that's what will happen. A lot of things will happen, but again, I don't know if your moon is being aspected by Jupiter or Rahu, because that will change things. If Venus is with moon in Magha, that will change things. That will bring about other notions into play and how those things will develop. But this is something I actually learned during my very first lesson with Dr. Arjun Pai in Nakshatras. But after that, once I did my own, research, and during my consultation, I saw that moon was changing. I told the person far more extra stuff than just that nakshatra, and it was all confirmed. I'm like, yes, that nakshatra is changing. So you have to be born after sunset, and moon supposed to be in fourth pada, changing to the next nakshatra before the next sunrise. Because remember, moon is in one nakshatra every day. So I think I pretty much summed it up. Last video was like, what, 30 minutes? I don't even know what I was saying. So much extra stuff, but yeah. So has anybody else had their moon changing from one padha to the other? And if you're born after sunset? See, pada 2, pada 1 doesn't matter. Because remember, let's say somebody's born in pada 1, like you have Purva or Uttra Falguni Nakshatra. You're born in pada 1 of Uttra Falguni Nakshatra. Well, of course, moon is going to change the nakshatra the same day most of the time. That means everybody should count the next nakshatra then for themselves. That's not how it works. Even if you're born at the third pada, no, forget even the third pada. Even if you're born in the fourth pada, but you're born before sunrise of that day, you are that nakshatra. The reason why we're counting after the sunset and the fourth pada is because that, according to the Vedic scripture, that day has ended. Because a day in Indian calendar system is from sunrise to sunrise. And especially moon has more power at night than the daytime. Daytime, sun is overpowering all the other planets. So whether moon changes nakshatra in a day or not will not be as sufficient as when it's night after sunset, where moon gains the power and moon is now shifting from one nakshatra to the other before the next sunrise comes. That's where we are counting this particular thing. And of course, there's got to be some other mystery too as to why it works so perfectly. But it does. If I ever find a better answer, I'll share it with you guys. Yeah. But the thing is that cycle of the sun ends with the sunset. So moon then takes over. So whatever happens with the moon is very important for those people. Like, for example, I made a video on Hora, like the Hora of the sun and Hora of the moon. Like if you're born in a certain zodiac sign, the first 15 degrees will be ruled by sun, then second six, like all the odd signs, the very first 15 degrees is ruled by sun. The second 15 degrees is ruled by moon. All the even signs, moon rules the first 15 degrees, sun rules the second 15 degrees. So sun and moon, it's all about sun and moon. Which one is getting more strength? So if let's say your ascendant is at 14 degrees of Taurus, well, that is ruled by moon. You'll be more of a mental person. You will relate to your mother more. Then at the same time, who has the authority over you? Then you have to look at, are you born in the daytime or are you born at the nighttime? If you're born in the daytime, father will have the authority over you. If you're born at the nighttime, mother will have that authority over you. In the daytime, sun will be the strongest planet in your horoscope. Sun, Jupiter, and Venus. If you're born at night, then Mars, Saturn, and Moon will be the strongest planet after sunset. And anything related to Moon, Mars, and Saturn becomes the more, like, you just pay attention to that. So if you're born in the evening, Moon is strong. So Moon has a very strong impact on your chart. So now we want to see what is happening with the moon. Oh, it's changing from one pada to the other. Oh, wow, we got to count that. So this is why it's being counted. But please do try it. Also, the other thing that I will say is with Ketu as well. So if Ketu, let's say, is in the fourth pada of a nakshatra, and although Ketu does not change nakshatra padas that frequently, but if you are born, especially after sunset, where Ketu's changes from one nakshatra to the other, that will also count as the next or the previous nakshatra because Ketu is moving backwards. Why Ketu? Because I already explained. Ketu is what your past life experiences are. But Ketu and Rahu are nodes of the moon. They see again. So if you're born at night, moon is strong, right? So when moon is strong, Rahu, Ketu will have a far bigger and stronger impact, and their nakshatras will have a stronger impact than if you're born in the daytime, because they're the nodes of the moon, not nodes of the sun. Okay? So hopefully this has made a lot more sense with a better audio, which is pretty much my webcam audio. Okay? What the other thing, and the other thing that I wanted to discuss as well with the fourth pada is the water element. Okay, so when your moon is in the fourth pada, and moon is water, right? Moon is a jal tattva. What this means that when you're in the fourth pada of the water, of the moon, which is water, and if you do any activity related to water element, you will have water build in your body. You will gain weight, which will be related to water. You will hold water a whole lot on your body versus any other activities. And this is something we learned from Eve in Sedona. We were at a Mexican restaurant eating and just discussing astrology. That's where, she said something that just made so much more sense. Because what are the activities related to water? Water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Water represents occult, mysticism, sorcery, meditation, okay, motherhood, pregnancy. When you get pregnant, what happened? You gain weight. Or anytime you go towards occult and mysticism, or anytime you do any kind of like a spiritual activity, you will have more water. Some of the greatest sages that we know of were actually quite heavy in their weight. Like if you look at Yogananda, Yogananda was quite a big plummy person. And that's because when you do the activities of the water, it'll happen. So then what happens? How do you reduce that? Well, you activate either the fire within you, the fire tattva within you, which is definitely to learn, to follow directions, to have a guru. This is why you must have a guru so you can do sadhana. Because fire sign represents the father, guru, pitris in you. You have to do physical exercise. But the also thing that I learned is that there are mudras, okay, in your hands. So you know when you do these mudras, like when you meditate, you do this, or you do this, or you do this. So this particular mudra that I know of is reducing the water element in your body. So what I do is I meditate in the morning now with like holding this down, and that is reducing uh, the water tattva element, whatever you call in there. So these are some of the the trigger points to reduce that. So anyway, hopefully this helped you guys. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to know where if your moon is in fourth pada, it's switching from one pada to the other nakshatra. For that, check out the links in the description, astrologycares.com, including all my nakshatra readings there as well. Okay, so we will see you guys tomorrow with the regular series. Bye bye.